Alright, boys, sharpen your pencils, because I'm going to take you to school again.
Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. It's that time again in the summer as we go into August to start taking a look at the NBA future odds once again. So here we are starting off our new series here at SBR Forum with an off-season team report. And what better team to start it out with than the back-to-back champs, the Miami Heat, who come into the season, of course, after their third finals in a row and winning two of them. The Miami Heat are riding high into another NBA season where, of course, they are big favorites in the NFL future odds. Now, last year they were, of course, 5th in the NBA in scoring at just under 103 points per game, and 5th in the NBA in defense, which was one of the biggest factors, them turning it on there late in the season and getting that defense ramped up in order to run through the East and win that title. Obviously, it wasn't easy this year, and it's going to be even harder this year with the return of Derrick Rose and the East getting a hell of a lot better to begin with here in free agency. But last year, the Heat were a really good bet, which is kind of a difference from what we saw from them the first couple years of the Miami Heat era, where they were horrible against the spread, and especially in that first season. And last year, including the playoffs, they were an extremely good bet at 58-47 against the spread, although they were just 12-11, just above 500 against the spread in the playoffs. Now, they haven't made a whole lot of moves, haven't really had a lot of room to make a lot of moves, seeing as that luxury tax bill that Mickey Arison just paid is huge. But they were able to re-sign Chris Birdman Anderson to a minimum contract. That, of course, is huge for this team, as it gives them a big value and a big boost in their defense in the middle to guarding the rim. Now, a little loss for them, however, is they amnestied Mike Miller, a $6 million a year contract with a player option for next year. Obviously, that had to go if they wanted some room to sign who they've been rumored signing, and that's Greg Oden possibly making a return to the NBA. I would expect the Heat are on the top of his list, and the $6 million saved will give them a room to sign Greg Oden, probably not to that much money, but to around that much money, around mid-level money, especially with a lot of incentives and health bonuses in there in case he does not to make his return to the court, so that it doesn't hurt them long-term financially. But if those moves are the moves they made, really just solidifying their interior defense, this team is looking just as capable to win the win the title here for a third time in a row, and that's why they are the favorites here this offseason at 2-1, plus 200 to win the NBA championship this offseason. Obviously, they're the big favorites. You should look at them and consider it as big favorites, but if you thought last year was tough, this next season is going to be even tougher, because winning back-to-back is an extremely tough feat and has only been done, obviously, a few times here in NBA history. Do I think that he can do it? Absolutely. Do I think that we need to be a little bit skeptical just because of how good the East has gotten this offseason? I think so. So be careful with the Miami Heat. However, things are looking good here going into the month of August. That'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check all the other team reports here on all the other 29 teams in the NBA here this offseason. But until then, thanks for joining me this time. I'm Jordan Sharp.